Hey, welcome back to this next tutorial, and this should be a rather short one. On the last tutorial, we left off trying to improve the materials, or just improve some touches of this material. And what I can tell you right now is that I don't like that the core has no gradient, or that it has a really slight gradient, if you could call it that way. I don't like that. I also don't like that the wish material is so watery. It's just too fast, and I don't like the colors either. So we're gonna be making a lot of modifications, and I'll be explaining why we do it. Um, One thing that I also noticed is that this there's one texture that is not panning, and we also need to fix that. But first, let's go to the core. So core, and we enter here. Let's enter the instance, and maybe having a maybe having a an emissive color will help the core, and we cannot modify it through here. We only have the color intensity. So what we need to do is just get inside here, and it's really simple. Just right click, parameter, just as we've been doing for these ones, parameter, and name color. So anything that you make a parameter of, you can modify it on a material instance. Remember that. Now we have here the color. Okay, so let's start. First of all, let's make this emissive, a really high value. Okay, this is something. Do we really need the color intensity? We don't. Maybe let's just leave it at 1. 1 should be fine for now. The Fresnel, I think it's on point 10 is fine. But the Fresnel reference, this one is the one that we need to modify. So maybe no, 0.07. One more 0, 7. So lower, way lower. Okay. This is actually, I think, great. It's already looking more interesting. It has a nice gradient. Maybe I don't like this solid color on top. What if we... No, we're not gonna do it through this means. I guess it's fine. A little bit too clear, but maybe we will correct it, maybe not. Let's see for now how it's gonna look with all the details added. So let's just close this for now, and let's enter the Wisp. Again, you may be liking this one, and it is fine, right? But I want a different direction for the Wisp. So let's enter here. All right, and right now we can't see anything. So first, since we are testing and seeing what we need to add, we need to have some kind of color to see what's going on. So just pick anything. Although I will say pick anything that it is emissive so you can see it better. Although this is looking fine, isn't it? Let's crank it up at 6 and also a 6 here. All right, it should not look like this. We've done something wrong. Let's find out what's going on. Most likely it's on the opacity. We have our power on 3. This should be fine. Yeah, this should not cause this. Okay, so two mistakes. First, it is density with N, and the second one, maybe 1 here? It's already starting to shape up, maybe 0.4. Okay, this is way better. And you can see, right, if we do point, for example, 0.6, you're gonna see the middle light up, right? But we just want something really faint. So maybe like this. Yeah, this is already looking better. Okay, fine. But now, these panning textures, if we just stop them, it's gonna highlight the mistake I told you I was watching earlier. So let's make this slower. There is one texture that isn't moving. And you can't see my cursor again, but this texture isn't moving. There's one that is panning and rotating, but there's another that is just static. And that's a mistake that we've made on our material. So this texture sample is being panned by this node, panner. And you can actually see that this is moving. But this bottom one is not being moved by the panner, as you can see. It was being moved by these ones. And maybe we don't want to pan these two. Maybe we just want to rotate the texture. So let's, oh no. It's a rotator, yeah. Just right, Control C, Control B, and hook it up. Both over here. So it needs to be slower for sure. Maybe this, and the bottom one needs to be on the opposite side, so minus. Okay. I think we're going in the right direction, but this top one needs to be way slower and maybe inverted. So what if we just, let me see, what if it's just 0.1? All right. I think that's a good speed, but let's add a minus. So it's going outwards. That's looking way better now. I'm liking it a lot more. But maybe this middle is way too intense. We may not want that. But if we click apply and we go on the blueprint, you're going to be able to see even more clear that this texture is not rotating. So we need to fix it. Instead of hooking this over here, we can just hook it over here. Now, both of these ones have this single panner, and now they both are going to rotate. Now it is looking way more fluid. All right. I'm kind of liking this. What if we make this texture be translucent? Because with these two different types, additive and translucent, the nodes just act different. You can see that with this translucent, it is more intense. Let's just stick with additive. It was worth a try. Okay. So we have modified the speed. This is fine, it's going way slower. The colors will modify it on the material instance. Okay, I think we're good to go. So let's put it over here. And let's drag this on the bottom. Normally I will do it on a dual screen, but this will have to do. So there's an issue here. The density was 0.4. Now you can barely see the colors. The powers were 2, 2. Let's make this emissive again. So 7. It could work. Let's keep testing. And let's make them slightly different. Okay. I like this. I like this, but maybe we want one more layer of these wisps. So just right click and duplicate. Let's name this wisp 02 and the top one 01. So we keep things ordered, not like I do. And let's rotate this one on 180 degrees. What do we have now? Shapes are way more interesting now. We have one wave going right, the other one going left. Okay, so it is more interesting now. And I'm still not sure if we should make colors more intense, or just stay with the you know, I think this is gonna do for now. This is gonna do for now. I think until we make the outer material, we can start judging and modifying this a little bit more. I'm having second thoughts, so. Can we make the core more opaque? All right, let's make this a tree. No. We're gonna stay with this and 0, 0. For now, this is looking fine. So the next step that we're gonna do on this video is creating the material for the, let me show you, for the this ring around. And if I show you how it's done, oh, I have it around here. Give me just a second, just 1 second so I can find it. Oh, okay, it's this one. If we give it a look, it is the same material on top, but on the opacity we have some kind of hollow material. I mean, hollow material. So I did this so the noise inside this material will not intersect on this core, right? So we have more control over what's going on. Otherwise, we will have like, we will already have one material, two materials going across each other. Then with these rings, maybe 3 more. That's just too noisy, right? So we just want some rings around. And let's make it really quickly. So let's go back to our tutorials. What we want to do is just duplicate this wisp. Right click, duplicate it. And let's name it wisp hollow. Maybe, yeah, whatever name you want. And we do not want this bottom part. So we want to keep this gradient and we want to erase the rest. Although we should create upon this. Never mind, let's not erase it. Okay, so let's look at it like this. All right, what we need to do now is right click and create a sphere mask. This is one of many methods that you have to create this this hollow shape on the middle. Or is hollow the name for it? Well, I'm sure you get me. So for this to work, for this sphere mask to work, you need to create a texture coordinate. This stores the UV coordinates of whatever texture that you're using. And you also need to create a constant. And I'm going to explain to you why on everything in a little bit. Let's put this constant on 0.5. All right. Now let's add this to a multiply. I'm going to multiply these two. And then hook this here. Okay, awesome. You can see that nothing is happening. And this is because, as you can preview it over here, this sphere mask is not working, right? This 0.5, what it is doing, I'm not sure if I can show you over here. Let's put it on 0. 0.1. Oh, okay, it's not going to show at all. Then let's hook it to this. Now it should show. What's going on? Oh, we need to modify this sphere mask. Okay, so maybe this, maybe this. Okay, I'm going to show you what's going on right now. But first, this is way too soft. We need something way more stronger. Maybe let's multiply this by a really big number. Let's do a 60. Let's make it bright, really bright. Perfect. This is awesome. Okay. Now we can go over it easier. So we have this sphere mask, all right? First, on the A socket, you put a texture coordinate. This stores UVs of whatever texture you're using. And then on the V, this is going to work as location. So if you put 0, you're gonna see the change on the material. You see a soft, you can see my mouse, better 0.1. Okay, now you can see it for sure. Let's see. It's taking its time. All right, so this node is the location, finally. You can see this slight dent on the top left, right? So 0 is the absolute of top left. 1 is top right. If you put 0.5, it's going to be right in the middle. Right? And you can take as this hole is this sphere mask. But this is a sphere mask that adds. So let's see if we can just preview this. No, I don't think we can preview it. Let's try though. No, you can preview it. Okay, it's fine. So this sphere mask is making an addition. All right. And since we also have a gradient and we are multiplying them, nothing is appearing because they are the same. All right? They're the same thing. Nothing is happening here. So if we put this node 1 minus, this makes everything on the inverse. So if we want a hole, if this is a plus and we want a minus, we want it to subtract, we need to make it an inverse. And then it works like this. Right? So basically what you want is one node that is giving you a gradient and the other node that is cutting through that gradient. And I haven't tried this, but this should also work. So let's just say This is way smaller, 0.2, hook to the 1 minus. This should also work. Or maybe it doesn't work. All right, at any rate, this sphere mask, you can make some hollow points on the material, and we can of course modify this with the radius, make it smaller, to make it bigger, right? Okay, so 3, I think it's fine. And the hardness, let's see, 1. Okay, so I guess it has to be 10 or 9. All right, I guess this is fine. And let's click on apply. So this is going to be around our core sphere in a particle system. But that's for the next tutorial, right? Maybe we find more things to modify and we do it together, or maybe not. But for now, it is looking fine. So again, what I wanted to do with this hole is not to keep intersecting noise, right? Because this sphere is already very noisy, and I just don't want more layers that I can't control. So I chose to make this hollow. Okay, and if you're wondering, of course, you can use 2 sphere masks instead of just this gradient. For example, let's unhook this, and let's put this one here. This one doesn't have a 1 minus. You can see the same concept applied, right? Maybe this one is going to be a 4, although I don't think it matters, but you get the point, right? Actually, let me test some things. Yeah, 0.7, around there. Oh, you get it. It's just that sometimes this is just easier if you don't understand this, but it is at the end up to you. The more tools that you have, the better materials you can create. So let's just hook this up here. Maybe this is too hard. Maybe the radius has to be 2.5. Yeah, we will need to tweak it at the end. Let's review the core though. So we have this reflection that you can see whenever you turn it around. We have this wispy material, and we have it duplicated so it is intersecting. We have the opaque core that you get to see whenever you don't have much noise, which is a really nice touch. I just wish the texture maybe was a little bit more hollow, but this is fine. And now what we need is just the material, the particle system, and that one is really simple too. So we mostly took things. I hope that I was clear on why I chose to modify some things, and if I wasn't, let me know. And yeah, pretty sure the next tutorial is going to be the last one of this sphere. So I hope you're enjoying this, and I hope that it's been helpful to you. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.